was about 12 years old, I remember hearing this group of people come down my street screaming, "Stop the violence, down with guns, save our sons. We fired up, we can't take it no more." And they were hosting this big tent on the corner of 78th and Hermitage. And they invited me to come to the tent. And I started coming to the events that the tent was having. They started hosting marches and rallies and began to tell me how I need to get more involved and trying to make my community safe. And I thought it was safe. You know, I had become accustomed to the environment that was already made for me. My brothers, older brothers and cousins, you know, they belonged to a life of crime and gang. And my oldest brother died in '96. And it just seemed like that was the only life we knew, was crime and just trying to make a living the best way they knew. And I just kind of thought that there was a path that would have been set for me. So, but this group of people, led by Dr. Patricia Watkins at the time, who was just Patricia Watkins, they came to me personally and invited me to come to several events that they had. Patricia herself would bring me to these meetings as a story that needs to be told, because it was lives like mine that they were reaching out to save, individuals who would have fallen through the crack and have resorted to a life of crime and gangs if there had been no other route for them to go. So because she came to my block, I often say she could have went to anybody's block, she could have went to any neighborhood, anywhere else, but she came to the 77th block of Hermitage, and I began to be more involved with the organization Target at that time, and I began to see a drastic change in my life over the time. My family began to see change, and I began to be a light. I began to be something different to them, something different for them. And we started talking about education and me going to school. That was a time when I wanted to drop out of high school. Most of my family didn't finish high school. And so the organization began to continue to remind me that I need to finish school so that I don't be another statistic of a young black man who didn't finish school. And so Patricia Watkins began to counsel me and talk to me on a personal level about why it's important for me to go to school and why I don't need to give up now, because she don't want to read about me in another book about black men who didn't finish school, who didn't go to college. And so I began to understand why. And so she allowed me to realize that I have a dream, that I can be something with my life, and that I don't have to be where my cousins were, where my family was, that the story that was written for my life didn't have to go as it had been planned, and that I could have rewrote my own history. And because of Patricia Watkins, because of her concern, because of her care, because of her passion, now today I'm 23 years old and still in school, and you know, hoping to do something even greater with my life as I progress and as I get older, because of her coming to my block, coming to my community, all the way from the west side. I feel like if she didn't do it for nobody else, she did it for me, and I'll never be the same. My family's life will never be the same. I'm ever so grateful. They know the change has happened, and now I'm somebody that they can look up to, and now we all know that we got options, that we don't have to resort to violence, we don't have to resort to crime, and that we can finish school, and that we can go on and do something with our lives, because we can write our own history. And that's what Patricia Watkins embedded in me, and I will never forget that. And because of that, I will never, ever be the same.